of photos was sent in by Andy Huber, who was a conservator of something called Grow Wiser, which is an acronym for Grand Ronde Overlook Wildflower Institute Serving Ecological Restoration. This is a huge acreage dedicated to growing wildflowers and also has a lot of forest on it. And Andy is looking to hand over the conservatorship as he wants to retire. So as you hear this, if you want to go to the website, it's www.growwiser with one W, so GROWISER.net, and you can contact Andy there to find out more. So he's given me some text to read to you and also his bio at the end of this. Grow Wiser was started as a non-profit organization in 1993. Its objective was to conserve the native plants on one small mountain in Union County, Oregon. It began as 160 acres consisting of both prairie and forest. The prairie was covered with wildflowers and the forest had not been logged since the 1940s. The land included 40 acres that had been farmed. That land has now been restored to the native vegetation that would have been originally grown there. The inception of Grow Wiser was the idea of Andy Huber, a professor for Oregon State University, teaching at East Oregon University. His plan was to create a native plant sanctuary after the model of Aldo Leopold's project in Wisconsin. As a conservation major, Huber had studied Leopold in his first year of college. In his final degree, he studied the formation of seeds, a perfect fit for developing a native plant preserve. He loved Leopold's famous quote, "There are some who can live without wild things, and some who cannot." The land, now consisting of 275 acres, houses 209 species of native plants. The list of species can be found on Grow Wiser's website, www.growwiser.net. Also, on that website can be found photos of many of the animal species living on the preserve, some of which you're going to see in these videos. Or in these photos here. Several trail cams are scattered throughout the forest. If you visit Grow Wiser, you will be photographed several times by inconspicuous cameras. That website also contains a story of the great gray owls that often inhabit the forest. In 2015, the owls had a nest with 4 chicks. The family system for great grays is that the mother keeps the nest and the father provides the food. He feeds the female while she is on the nest, and he's responsible for feeding and training the chicks until they can hunt for themselves. That year, though, the male was killed. Many friends in the local birding community united to feed the mother owl as she fed the chicks of each of the chicks. Happily, they all survived. In 2013, Oregon Field Guide filmed the Oregon Orchid Society enjoying the wild orchids on the property. There are 10 species of native orchids found on the preserve. Visitors come from great distances to be with the orchids in the spring. The favorite is the mountain lady's slipper. It usually begins flowering during the last week of May. Grow Wiser also houses one of the largest collections of crystals in the Pacific Northwest. The minerals come from all over the world. The largest weighs 2,900 pounds, and several are over 1,000 pounds. The rules for seeing the crystals are posted at the entrance. If you would like to visit Grow Wiser, the information is on the website. Tours of the property are free. The optimum time to see the flowers is from mid-April to mid-June. Tours to see the crystals are available all year. The preserve is located 20 miles north of La Grande, approximately halfway between Somerville and Elgin. And again, this is all in Oregon. Everyone is welcome. So Andy Huber, short bio. Grew up in a Wisconsin dairy farm. First major in college, conservation. Second major in college, philosophy. 2 years as a Trappist monk. Bachelor of Science, Masters of Science in Agronomy, Measured Photosynthesis in Wheat, PhD in Crop Science, Flower Development in Wheat, taught crop production for 2 years, Fort Hays University, Hays, Kansas. Taught crop production 28 years, Oregon State University in La Grande, Oregon. Established Grow Wiser in 1992, which now totals 275 acres. Currently 80 years old, so looking for someone to take over the Grow Wiser project. Someone who loves birds and bees, flowers and trees, Sasquatch and crystals. Thank you, Andy, for that. So here you can see the beautiful surroundings at Grow Wiser. And here we have what I have been calling a sticky, but what I've come to learn is a cryptozoology rod. And apparently these are fairly well known, which I didn't know before my discovery of them as stickies. So you'll notice they have this basic rod shape, but the appendages are very different shapes. There's many different shapes they come in. Here's another one. And here you can see, I'm not sure if these are deer, it's too dark to tell, or elk, not sure. Here's another one. These are so clear because they're right in front of the trail cam. And here's a little fella down here. Not sure what he is. There's another rod or sticky. And here are some other things that look like rods without the appendages, which I find really interesting. They're so round on either side. There's some more. I don't know what they are, if they're elk or deer, but there they are. That looks like a deer. So I find those fascinating. And these again are taken all on the trail cams on the property. Here's one of a Sasquatch. You can see the mouth here and the eyes and the nose here. Look at this place, beautiful place to live. These beautiful fields full of flowers. And then more flowers back here. This is an outline of a Sasquatch. Here's another one. And there's another one. And then we have Fae beings. And these are again so clear because of the proximity of the light to the object. And this one's really compelling. You can see a head here, looks like arms here, and a body here. Again, very, very interesting. And this could possibly be a rod. This looks more like a Fae being. And they must coexist together, I would say. And we also have some photographs of orbs. Again, very clear. And this one's interesting. It looks like it's either separating or coming together. There's two sides to it here. Big one. I've seen this as fairies go into, like say there was a hole in this tree here, fairies go into the bottom, and it's almost like they're holding hands and then they let go, and the ball that looks like this, only tiny, will separate or come together, or two balls will come together. Anyway, I'd like to thank Andy for that, and I'm really looking forward to going and seeing his place. Sounds amazing.